Hi everybody. So on Once a Mallard, Always a Mallard this week, we have the one, the only former Mallard number one, as many fans like to call him, Mr. Irish Cup, Mr. John Connally. How are you, John?
Very good, William. Just glad to help you out here and answer a few questions.
Not so bad. Thanks for agreeing to come on. And it's a privilege and I'm sure a lot of supporters watching this back will have many happy memories watching it. So, first question for you tonight. You've had quite the distinguished career over quite a number of clubs. Could you give me your best 11 that you think you've played with, please?
Best 11 I think I've played with. Can I get out of that really easy and just say the team that got us to the Irish Cup final?
Well, that'd be definitely right up there, wouldn't there? Who all was in that team that wouldn't be there now? You have the Rocket, I suppose. He's to be a guest in a few weeks. And I was thinking more in general from your time in around at other clubs, though. There's bound to be a couple of names there that you might like to mention on there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like off the top of my head, I go obviously start at the back. I go be a few in there from Cliftonville. I'd probably put in Liam Fleming at right back. Anybody that knows him or played with him knows how steady and consistent he was, Fly across then to the other side at left back, I go another Cliftonville player as well with Roland Scannell. Honestly, one of the best footballers I've ever played with. Played left back and was right footed, but he was just a brilliant player. Centre halves, I have to throw in. If I get asked the question, the best player I've ever played with, obviously been a goalkeeper. I always like to go for a defender, and I always say Peter Hutton. He's just an absolute Rolls Royce of a footballer. Just read the game and just honestly had everything and a great fella as well. So I'd always have him in my team, and as I said, I'd always say that he's probably the best player that I've played with. Now to go alongside him, it'd be a tough one. There's a lot of other centre halves and that, but I think I will actually go and give it to one of my old teammates at Mallard again, who's a really good footballer, in there, Ryan O'Reilly.
Funny, there's quite a few as mentioned O'Reilly for the best player they've played with, funny enough.
Oh, yeah, no, he had a bit of everything, brilliant on the ball, obviously a good stature and size and everything, and you see him, he could play left back as well and centre half and go take the ball out of the fence as easy as anybody, and another great lad as well. Going into midfield, then probably on the left hand side, I'll probably go with a lad called Sean Friars. Played with my Cliftonville, and absolute quality player, quality left foot. Going into the centre, then I'm just gonna go 4-4-2. I think it's probably the easiest for me.
Yep.
Centre, two midfielders. I'll probably go back to Cliftonville again and say one of them I stick in there would be George McMullen. Again, a fantastic footballer and a guy that you could actually put him anywhere on the pitch, and he'd probably be the best player on the pitch. He used to even get in goal in training and that, and he was probably better than me in goal as well. And then alongside him, trying to think off the top of my head who I'd put in there alongside him. Probably go. Do you know what? I'll probably go with another ex-Cliftonville boy and Barry Johnson, because they had a great understanding beside each other. So I'd probably go with those two. Then on the right hand side, I would go. one of the old teammates at Mallard again. It was only a young lad when I was there, and Sean McAvoy. Again, one of these lads that you could put him on the right hand side or put him in the number 10, and he was just fantastic footballer.
He was electric, wasn't he?
Yeah, brilliant. Honest to God, and a great attitude to the game as well. Brilliant lad, and so yeah, I'll go with them. And then the top two, I'll go Liam Coyle, from Derry City. Anybody again? Just a fantastic footballer. You know, he had he had the bad knee. I have no doubt he probably would have been away playing somewhere in England or wherever. He was just a fantastic player again. And then beside him, I go somebody probably who didn't get as much recognition as I think he should have throughout his career. And outside of Cliftonville, I would say, you know, inside we all knew how good he was. And Chris Connell, again, another great fella and somebody else that you'd love to have in your team again. You know, and as I said, a great player and a great teammate as well. So that'd be my 11.
And then who have you in the left hand side? Sorry,
Sean Friars.
Oh, you mentioned that. I saw you did.
Yeah.
There's quite a few various ranging from all your clubs there. There's quite a variety. And
yeah, and you know what? There's probably if I sat down and had a real good think about it, I could probably come up with a completely different 11. You know what I mean? Probably the only one that I'd say for definite would be, as I said, Peter Hutton. But apart from that, then I could probably come up with a completely different 11.
It's not a bad complaint to have at the same time, and it shows it's a testament to yourself, John, what a dedicated and the dedication you've given to your career over the years. But I suppose that leads us nicely on to the next question. If you could have played under, or out of all the managers you played under, and if you could have played under any other manager, who would that have been, do you think?
Oh, if you're talking about anybody that you would have, you know, a dream to play under, it would have been obviously, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson. I've been a United fan and that, and yeah, just to be able to listen to one of his teams talk would have been a dream, you know. So yes, definitely Sir Alex. For managers that I've played under, there's probably two that kind of stick out. One I'll say would be Eddie Patterson, because I played under him for maybe 6-7 years or something at Cliftonville, and we had our disagreements and stuff like that. But I think he got the best out of me when I was there, you know. So I'd say him, and then I'd have to say the manager of Mallard when I was there, but obviously Harry. Anybody that knows him is just a fantastic person, you know, and a great manager to play under. You know, he treated you the way that you would like to be treated as a person, not just a footballer. So yeah, those two.
Yeah, very good. I definitely would say the two of them right up there for quite a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah. I would imagine. I'd imagine so.
Moving on to your next question then, because I presume this is going to have a big factor in the answer to this. What actually attracted you to sign for the Mallards then? I presume the gaffer played a big role in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I could actually remember where I was when I got the phone call. I was recovering from I ruptured my Achilles, and I was at home lying on the sofa. I didn't know what I was for doing or where I was going to go or anything, and I got a surprise phone call out of the blue from Harry, asked me what my plans were and would I be interested in and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, it was probably the last thing that I had thought of because of the travel and the distance in between where I was living at the time. And so we agreed we would meet. And as usual, I thought, you know, maybe 10, 15 minute conversation. An hour and a half later, we were still sitting in the hotel chatting away, and him still trying to sell everything to me. And little did he know that after 10 or 15 minutes, he'd already sold it to me, and I had already agreed then that I wanted to go and play under him. So I could have saved myself an hour of listening to him talking, but he just as soon as he started speaking to me about the club and about everything, and that's he had me then straight away.
Funny, there's quite a few has said that. This is because I know another former teammate of yours, and Jay McCartney, said the same. He says, Whitey spoke to me for 5 minutes, and he says I was there.
Yeah.
So we was, but I suppose that leads us nicely to the next question. I suppose your proudest moments playing for Mallard.
Obviously the Irish Cup run. Obviously the final and everything was disappointing. Not winning it and what have you. That was obviously a stain on it. But I think the Irish Cup run, the build up to the final and everything was fantastic. And to get a club like Mallard into the Irish Cup final, a championship club at the time, it was fairy tale stuff. And obviously for myself being a goalkeeper and the way that we got to the final and through the quarterfinals and semi-finals, winning on penalties is a dream, to do it like that in that way for a goalkeeper. So yeah, that. But the other one then as well for myself would be the winning the Northwest Cup, because I didn't know at the time that was the club's fourth senior trophy, and obviously we beat Derview in the final. Who, we all know that it's a big local derby, and again to win it the way we did it and on penalties and that was great for myself, and that I got man of the match in that. I think I saved the penalty in normal time, and then the deciding penalty in the shootout. So yeah, two things obviously that stand out for me then.
Well, funny, just when you were chatting about that Northwest Cup final, I had Jason, as I was saying, up the other week, and he was saying that's probably one of the proudest moments in his career. Over his time at the club was probably, as you just alluded to there, the Northwest Cup win. But you touched on the Irish Cup run there. Probably in that Irish Cup run, have you any save in particular out of all the shootouts that does stand out or anything?
Not, obviously the semi-final one whenever I saved the penalty in that one, but there's one, the one that stands out for me is probably just after half time when in the semi-final again, Warren Point got on top a little bit, and they had a ball played through, and the boy was one-on-one with myself, and lucky enough I was able to spread myself and block it. And it's not one of these real, dramatic saves or such where you're diving through the air to touch it around the post or anything, but it was just, for me, it always stands out in my head as a vital save at the time in the game. It was just after half time, it was still 0-0, and they had just got on top a little bit, probably for the first time and the only time in the game. So that was an important save, and that's one that stands out for me.
Yep. And then I suppose in your career over, I don't know how many years it is now, because you were informing me there before the recording started, you're still going. Have you any other ones that jumps out in your mind as to top saves throughout your career even?
Not that jump out and as such like that. There's I've been lucky enough in a couple of cup finals that another cup final that I was at that went to penalties as well, and I saved a couple in that we won. I got man of the match and that. So things like that, but not really things that saves really jump out at me. As I said, that one there has always stuck in my head. At at that point in an Irish Cup semi-final, you know. So I would say that there would be other ones as well that, again, if I was like sitting back and writing things down, I'd probably go, oh yeah, that's it or that's it. But no, as I said, that one there stands out for me.
You were informing me there that you're still playing. Do you want to just let the people know where you're at now? Because I know whenever you were playing with us, you were quite, you become quite the social media sensation, and quite a few were amazed at your age at that time that you were in the shape you were. And I believe you're still going. Do you want to tell us a wee bit about where you are now and what you're doing with them?
Yeah, no, I last season I dropped down into the amateur league and signed for a club called Dromara Village. And to be honest with you, it's been fantastic. I've just loved every minute of it. We won the league last year. We got promoted into the top amateur league. I got selected into the amateur league select team at the end of the season. Played Scotland and the Rose Bowl tournament and beat them as well. So honestly, God, loved it. Brilliant club, brilliant people around the club. Do anything for you, look after you really well. And had a couple of options during the season to go back into the championship or the league below that, and just didn't want to go. I wanted to stay where I was, and going to continue on with them again next year as well. Yeah, so as I said, really enjoy it at the club.
Just finally to finish, can I, on behalf of Mallard TV, on behalf of the supporters, one, thank you for coming on tonight and agreeing to do this. But secondly, thanks again, as I know a lot of people watching this will be having flashbacks to the Irish Cup run, and I suppose without you we wouldn't have been there, so thanks again for that.
No, I wouldn't admit, honestly, God, as I said, whenever I was leaving, the pleasure was all mine to be able to play for Ballymallard and be associated with the club was fantastic. As I said, they looked after me brilliant, and I'll never forget my time there, and hopefully maybe get back up and see a game or two up there as well soon. But and no problem at all for me coming on. Anything I can do to help going forward, just let me know.
Cheers, John. Thanks a million.
Pleasure.